Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹ̀yẹ́. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ulẹ̀ uyì ní. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìmọ̀ ti gòkè àgbà o. Ayé ayé a ò láyé ọmọ Fáyẹ̀mí. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹ̀yẹ́.
Set that ball rolling. My name is Kyle Divine.
Hello and welcome. This is Ekiti on the Move. I am Tunji Saliu. The office of the Deputy Governor of Ekiti State plays a critical role in the overall agenda of delivering on the mandate given to His Excellency Governor Kayode Fayemi by Ekiti people on October 16, 2018. With critical areas like Chieftaincy Affairs, Emergency Management, and Boundary Commission under the Deputy Governor's direct supervision, the office remains a veritable interface with the people. This is our focus on the program today. Let's first have our quick takes.
His Excellency Otumba Adebisi Adeboyega Egbeyemi, a consummate politician, brings to bear in his office as the Deputy Governor of Ekiti State several decades of legal practice and local government administration. His Excellency Governor Kayode Fayemi, reputed to always place a round peg in a round hole, must have thought well in the roles assigned to his deputy for overall effective service delivery to Ekiti people.
I'm presenting to you on behalf of the government. I wish you long and peaceful day. Congratulations.
Administratively, the governor is in charge. Whatever he wants me to do is what I'll do. And I'm subordinate to him. The governor gives me roles to play. In fact, I have about 8 what I can call departments, which is more or less ministries under me. I'm solely in charge of Chieftaincy Affairs, Enterprises, charge of SEMA. About 8 portfolios like that. So that they keep me busy. Apart from that, I represent my governor wherever he wants me to be.
Chieftaincy Affairs. Chieftaincy affairs are not just delicate issues, but require tact, transparency, native intelligence, and fairness on the part of government, especially on issues bordering on filling of vacant stools, grading of orders, community mediation, among others, that make for peace, tranquility in the local communities. The office of the Deputy Governor has discharged its duties remarkably well in the last 2 years.
So we came on board. My governor has installed about 20 obas in the last 2 years. And the procedure is very simple. When there is a vacancy, we write to the head of the family to prepare the minds of those concerned. And then, if they show up, those that are interested will be interviewed by them, and the selection is done not even here in their place. Like that of Fortuno, it was done in their place. They usually have kingmakers that the chiefs that are concerned with the appointment of the Oba.
Bureau of Chieftaincy Affairs is one of the departments under the supervision of the Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency Otunba Bisi Egbeyemi. The prime functions are actually to see to the welfare of the traditional institution, the Obas and the chiefs in Ekiti State, to ensure that their relationship with their communities, with government, and with themselves are harmonious and cordial, and to also ensure that there is no vacuum in traditional governance by ensuring that vacancies in our communities, especially as regards chieftaincy stools, Obaship stools, are filled as soon as possible. Our activities as a Bureau of Chieftaincy Affairs under the Deputy Governor has worked assiduously in the last 2 years since the inception of JKF2 to ensure that we deliver on our mandate. And I can say that so far, so good.
There is no gainsaying the fact that fairness and strict adherence to extant and established rules engender peace and harmony. This the present administration has demonstrated, and the gains are obvious among the people.
Under the hand of the President, Adéọlá Adéníyì of Agídí, ruling house appointed in the area of authority of the local government, giving other members and public city of a state this city of September 2020. This start of office today, the 2nd September 2020, which is not
The chieftaincy aspect of my job is the most terrible. People will start worrying you, asking for what you cannot do, and I usually tell people, Ile loye, àwọn afọbajẹ ni kẹ́ lọ bá. Go to the kingmakers. If I tell you this man is going to be king and the kingmakers voted for another person, it is the person they voted for that will be made the king. I cannot make any, even the governor cannot say this man is going to be king in your town. The law is very clear that things were manipulated before our coming into office in the state. Pertaining to some mobiles. But as far as we are concerned, up to today, nobody can say he was cheated.
Filling of vacancy stools can be very, very testy because of vested interests, because of the high stakes. But by and large, we have succeeded in navigating the waters, difficult waters, you can say, by simply sticking to the rules as provided for in the Chiefs Law and in the extant chieftaincy declarations applying or applicable to those vacant stools. And in the spirit of fairness, no complaint, no grievance has been swept under the carpet. But an enabling environment has been provided to ensure that all grievances are ventilated and that all parties are heard, and then the appropriate rules and regulations, especially the customs and traditions as codified in the chieftaincy declarations of the respective communities, are applied.
where there was a sort of not really protest, where they wanted to jump the gun there. We told them you should follow the gazette of the ruling class. You can't say because somebody is not a PhD holder, somebody is not highly educated, somebody. So I told them, I don't want us to ask for their bank account. The law doesn't allow that. So let the kingmakers select from those that were presented by the kingmakers as qualified candidates. It's not really the case. There are cases whereby some townspeople sent their Obas away from the throne, and they insisted that he would not come back again. By the grace of God, I make sure that Oba was restored. And I told them, during our time, we are not going to depose any Oba.
There was a time when the bulk of cases, the largest number of cases being against the state government are actually chieftaincy cases. But that has greatly reduced. I can say that in the last 1.5 years, I can't recall any of such cases being decided against the state government. And that actually attests to the fact that government has been above board, has been very fair and very transparent in the administration of chieftaincy administration and the appointment exercises that has been conducted so far.
Boundary matters. Perhaps as testy and contentious as chieftaincy matters are boundary issues, be it inter-community or interstate. Some disputes are known to have led to fatal consequences and destruction of peace. However, in Ekiti State, the well-known and demonstrated commitment to laws as well as impartial intervention in land and boundary matters have kept the peace whenever disputes arose.
Land is more or less gold mine in Ekiti. If it is not within the town, it may be useful for agri purposes. That is why they are fighting day and night over land in Ekiti. And God has been helping us. It's a very dangerous thing, but the best thing is for you to be upright. If you are upright, there is nothing anybody can do. Even when I was practicing, I was handling land cases where they will bring you Jew. It doesn't affect me because I trust in God and I will do the right thing.
The type of dispute that normally happen, even that leads to chieftaincy or whatever, is land. Because the chieftaincy or whatever we have, all is on land. And that is why you see people fighting. You will not even believe it. We have taken a situation whereby we just have a just ordinary 6 plots of land. Why? Because these people, because everybody now see land as gold. That's where the problem lies. Even when you know your boundary, you still want to violate it because you want to gain more to yourself. So these are the problems we are having. The more the facilities around them, the more the problem. Look at Oye, for example, now. Oye, I remember before the advent of that school, the land here goes for 10,000, 12,000. But today, it's 1.something million. So we have like that all over. since the inception of this administration, all those things are not been there. Because the moment they learn that there is a dispute between community, even between families, they sweep in immediately and they make sure that there is peace. For the past 2 years now, we have not been recording any gunshots, machetes, all sorts of things that we have been experiencing in the past.
Ekiti Youth Fiesta, featuring talent hunt, virtual games, cultural parade, empowerment, street carnivals and lots more. Ekiti Youth Fiesta. Anticipate.
Disaster/emergency management. When disasters occur, emergency response and management go a long way in mitigating the losses and assuaging the pains of victims. Ekiti State Government, through the Office of the Deputy Governor and the State Emergency Management Agency, has always risen to the occasion in times of flooding, rainstorm, or fire disasters across the state.
The state has been very magnanimous, very kind to the victims. Last year, those that were affected were given money and food items and so many other things, even clothing. You know, apart from the fact that the state has a budget for it, there are some subventions coming from the federal government, national emergency body also.
We have a rainstorm. This one usually comes at the start of rainy season. That's March, April, and it's usually very intensive. And when rain is going again, you have another set of rainstorm. That's towards October, November when rain is going. Then we have fire disasters, and that's mostly during dry season. Although we have pockets of fire disasters in wet seasons too, but they are very prevalent during dry season. We have to commend this government of the administration of Dr. Kayode Fayemi, because I came here 2017 till October 2018 that this government came in. There hasn't been much activities, but immediately they came in. 18 million was released to be distributed and for purchase of disaster management, disaster materials, palliatives for disaster victims, which was done and it was publicized. After then, again, they gave 2 million naira we distributed 2 million naira to people that were affected by fire disasters. That same 2018, Ditto 2019. In Lawe, there was a rainstorm, some houses collapsed, and a rainstorm and flood. Some houses were flooded. Even 1 or 2 people lost their lives in the incident. The governor has approved 10 million for the victims, which we are already using top year to be released. And I believe maybe before the end of this year, something will be done and the Lawe people will be happy about it. The students of EXU. And sometimes too, we gave them, government released 2 million naira, which my agency and student affairs, SA student affairs, we distributed some goods that were purchased with the 2 million and cash, and we still have some on our list that we immediately we get money again, we are still going to, the government will still try and do something. We partner with especially BSCS and some other like NTA for informative listening to our people in town on what and how to behave during all the seasons that we're having, like dumping refuse in the drains now causes flood. We let them know this is what causes flood. Then burning, just indiscriminate burning of bushes, indiscriminate throwing of cigarette lights just anywhere causes fire, a disaster. We let them know through our sister agencies in the broadcasting industry. And at times we partner with, we have NEMA here, represented here in the state, National Emergency Management Agency, and we collaborate together. We do sensitization and workshop together.
Relief materials ranging from food commodities, building materials, beddings and monetary gifts have been distributed to victims of these unfortunate incidents at various times by the state.
Once the communities are at peace, the state, no doubt, stands to reap its benefits in terms of plant development and individual prosperity. Now, before we go, have you heard of the Jerusalem Challenge? It has turned to an avenue to raise hope, joy, and as well fund in the midst of the ravaging pandemic. Ekiti State recently joined the challenge. And guess who led the team?
Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana.
Our Excellency, the First Lady, Erelu Bisi-Fayemi, there leading others to create joy and inspire hope in a challenged world. Will you do something this season? Well, that's where we draw the curtain on today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed it. Join us again next week. Meanwhile, you can watch this episode and previous ones on our YouTube channel, Ekiti on the Move. Let's also have your feedback on our social media platforms showing on your screen. Till next week, stay safe and goodbye.
Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìpínlẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ulẹ̀ òyì ní. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìmọ̀ ti gòkè àgbà o. Ayé ayé a ò láyé ọmọ Fáyẹ̀mí. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ìpínlẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ. Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, ulẹ̀ òyì.